Dear student, today we are going to solve the chapter 1 rational and irrational number of first chapter in ninth standard ICIC. So today we are going to solve the first exercise 1A. The first question is 0 a rational number? Can it be written in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equal to 0? So answer for this question is yes. So 0 is a rational number. So it can be written in the form of P upon Q, where P and Q belongs to set of integer, Q is not equal to 0. For example, 0 can be written as 0 by 1, and also 0 can be written as 0 by 2, and also written as 0 by 9, anything. So we know that anything by 0 is 0. But it can be written in the form of P by Q, hence 0 is a rational number. Now come to the second questions. So the second questions I will going to read. So are the following statements are true or false? Give reason for your answer. Come to the first question. First question says that every whole number is a natural number. Is it true or false? We have to say. So but in previous classes we studied about the set of whole numbers and a natural number. So here I will going to write the set of whole number. The set of whole number, it starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. up to infinity. And the set of natural number, it starts from 1, 2, 3, etc. up to infinity. If you compare these two sets, you come to know that so 0 is a member of a set whole number, but it is not the member of a set natural number. It means 0 does not belong to set of natural number. Hence the given statement is false. Okay. Now, so come to the second statement. So I will going to read the second statement. The second statement, what it is given, say every whole number is a rational number. So yes, for this answer is, so yes, we know the set of whole numbers. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. But so these whole numbers can be written in the form of P by Q. For example, if you take 0, 0 can be written as 0 by 1. If you take 2, can be written as 2 by 1. 3 can be written as 3 by 1. Any natural number, so 90 or 99 can be written as 99 by 1. That means every whole number can be written in the form of P by Q, where P and Q belongs to set of integers and Q is not equal to 0. Hence, it is the given statement is true. Now, come to the third statement. What is third statement? I will read. Every integer is a rational number. So, every integer. First, before going to tell the true or false, I will going to explain the set of integers. The set of integers is all negative numbers and also 0 and all positive numbers. So including all these, we are going to call it as a set of integers. So the set of integers, so every integer is a set of rational number. So I will going to check so whether these integers can be written in the form of P by Q. For example, minus 3. So minus 3 can be written as minus 3 by 1, no? Yes, we can write. So similarly, minus 1 can be written as minus 1 by 1. Similarly, 0 can be written as 0 by 1. 2 can be written as 2 by 1. 3 can be written as 3 by 1. So you take any integers, it can be expressed in the form of P by Q, where Q is not equal to 0. Hence, the given statement is true. Like that you have to right. So now come to the fourth statement. What fourth statement says? Every rational number is a whole number. So to check this, I will going to write the set of rational numbers. What is the set of rational numbers? Any number which can be expressed in the form of P upon Q, where P and Q should belongs to set of integers and Q should not be equal to 0. I will write few examples. Minus 3 by 2, 9 by 7, 0 by 5, so 7 by 2, etc. etc. So and also 3 by 1. Here you see some rational numbers. Example, so 0 by 5 and 3 by 1. So they are the whole numbers. So whereas minus 3 by 2, 9 by 7 and 7 by 2 are not a whole number. So hence every rational number cannot be a whole number. Therefore the given statement is false. You have to write like this. Now come to the third problem. Third problem, what it says? Arrange minus 5 by 9, 7 by 12, minus 2 by 3 and 11 by 18 in the ascending order of their magnitude. Also find the difference between the largest and the smallest of these rational numbers. Express these difference as a decimal fraction corrected to one decimal place. So here, three questions are included in the same one problem. So first, I will take the given fractions. So what are the given fractions? The given fractions are minus 5 by 9, comma, 7 by 12, comma, minus 2 by 3 and 11 by 18. I want to arrange these fractions in ascending order of their magnitude. How to arrange it? To arrange these fractions in an ascending order, first is I want to make all the denominators of the fraction should be same. For that, what I want to do? I want to take the LCM for the denominators. So LCM you have to take for LCM 9, 12, 3 and 18. Now I will going to take the LCM. So first the prime number is 2. From 2 I will going to divide the things. So from 2 9 cannot be divisible. So 12, 2 6 are 12, 3 cannot be divisible. Again 2 9s are 18. Again I will going to divide by 2. 9 you can't divide. 2 3s are 6. 3 also cannot be divided and 9 you write down as it is. Next from 3 3s are 9, 3 1s are 3, 3 1s are 3, 3 3s are 9. Again from 3 1s are 1 1, 3 1s are. Therefore, so LCM is equal to 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. The LCM becomes 2 2s are 4, 4 3s are 12, 12 3s are 36. You have to make all the fractions denominator as 36. First, I will take the given fraction 5 by 9. 5 by 9 to make 36, I will going to multiply this 5 by 9 by 4 because 9 4s are 36. Multiply both numerator and denominator by 4. Then it becomes minus 20 by 36. So next, consider the second given fraction. It is 7 by 12. So see, The denominator is 12. To make it is 36, you have to multiply by 3. Because 12 3s are 36. If you multiply both numerator and denominator by 3, then it becomes 7 3s are 21 by 12 3s are 36. Next fraction is minus 2 by 3. So minus 2 by 3, the denominator is 3 is there. Therefore, you are supposed to multiply by 12 because 12 3s are 36. If you multiply by 12, then the fraction it becomes minus 12 2s are 24 by 36. And the last fraction it is 11 by 18. So 11 by 18, so 18 can be multiplied by 2, be 2, make it 36. Therefore, if you multiply numerator and denominator by 2, then it will become 11 2s are 22 by 18. No, sorry, 18, 36. Now, you see all the fractions denominators are same. So now, arrange the fractions in an ascending order. So you know the ascending order means from small number to big number. Then first it becomes minus 24 by 36 is less than minus 20 by 36, which is less than 21 by 36, which is less than 22 by 36. Now write down the respective given fractions. Minus, the simplest form of minus 24 by 36 is minus 2 by 3, and the simplest form of minus 20 by 36 is minus 5 by 9, and the 21 by 36, the simplest form is 7 by 12, and which is lesser than, so 11 by 18. So this is the answer for the first sub questions.
9, 10, 11, 12.
Now the second sub questions, we have to find out the difference between the largest and the smallest fractions. So in the given sum, the largest fraction is the 11 by 18 minus of the smallest fraction is the minus 2 by 3. So next, so write down 11 by 18, then minus into minus, it becomes plus 2 by 3. Again, take LCM to add the fractions, the denominator should be same. So for that, take the LCM for 18 and 3. So 3 6 are 18, 3 1s are 3, 3 2s are 6, 1, again 2 1s are 2. Therefore, LCM it is 3 3s are 9, 9 2s are 18. To make 18, write down 11 by 18 as it is, plus 2 by 3 can be written as 3 6 are 18, multiply second fraction both numerator and denominator by 6. Then the denominator becomes 18. Write down 11 by 18 as it is, plus 6 2s are 12 by 6 3s are 18. Now we can add the fractions. So if you add the numerator 11 plus 12 upon 18, then it becomes 23 by 18. So this is the difference between the largest fractions and the smallest fractions, 23 by 18. So now the third sub question is, you have to express this 23 by 18 in a decimal form, so correct it to one decimal place. For that, you go divide this 23 by 18. If you divide by 18, so 23 is dividend is greater than the divisor. Therefore, so you can divide 18 ones are 18, 23 minus 18 is 5. So again put decimal point. So then take 0. Then it becomes 50. Then so 18 2s are 36. If you subtract 36, so you will get the remainder 14. Take again one more 0. So 18 sevens are 126. You stop it here. So remainder is 14. The decimal form is 1.27. So here you see the 2 corrected to 1 decimal point. You have to see the next place. It is 7. If 7 it is more than 5. Therefore you add 1 digit to this. Then it becomes our final answer is 1.3. Fourth question. Fourth question is arrange 5 by 8 minus 3 by 16 minus 1 by 4 and 17 by 32 in the descending order of their magnitude.
Yes.
Also find sum of the lowest and the largest of these rational numbers and express the result obtained as a decimal fraction corrected to 2 decimal places. Now let us see the solution. To arrange in a descending order, first write down the given fractions. The given fractions are 5 by 8, minus 3 by 16, minus 1 by 4 and 17 by 32. Here, if you observe all the fractions, you come to know that the denominators of the given fractions are different. To arrange ascending or descending order, we are supposed to make the denominator same. For that, what you will going to do? You have to take LCM for the denominators of the given fractions. Now, I will going to take the LCM. To take LCM, first arrange the denominators in an ascending order 4, 8, 16, 32. Now, so factorize from 2 to 2s are 4, 2 4s are 8, 2 8s are 16, 2 1s are 2, 2 6s are 12, 16. Again from 2, if you factorize from 2, 2 1s are, 2 2s are, 2 4s are, 2 8s are 16. Again from 2, write down 1 as it is, 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 4s are 8. Again from 2, write these two 1 1 as it is, 2 1s are, 2 2s are. Again from 2, 1 1 1, 2 1s are. Therefore, LCM is equal to 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, 5 times. 2 2s are 4, 2 2s are 4, 4 into 4 into 2. 4 4s are 16 into 2, 16 2s are 32. I got LCM 32. Now my duty is to make the denominators of all given fractions as 32. Let us see how to make. First, take down the given fraction. The first fraction is 5 by 8. Multiply this 5 by 8 by 8 4s are 32. Therefore, multiply both numerator and denominator by 4. 5 4s are 20 divided by 8 4s are 32. Next, take the second fraction. It is minus 13 by 16. You multiply these fractions, both numerator and denominator, by 2. So then it becomes minus 6 by 32. Next, take the third fraction. The third given fraction is minus 1 by 4. minus 1 by 4, multiply both numerator and denominator by 8. Then it becomes minus 8 by 32. The last fraction is 17 upon 32. So you multiply both numerator and denominator by 1. Then it becomes 17 by 32 only. Now, so if you arrange the fractions in descending order, it will first write down 20 by 32, which is greater than 17 by 32, which is greater than minus 6 by 32, and it is greater than minus 8 by 32. Next step, write down the respective simplest form. The respective simplest forms are 5 by 8 greater than 17 by 32, which is greater than minus 3 by 16, which is greater than minus 1 by 4. This is our first sub question. Next sub question is, you have to find out the sum of the greater and the smallest fractions. To calculate sum, the greatest fraction is 5 by 8 plus the smallest fraction is minus 1 by 4. Now, if you add, then it becomes 5 by 8 plus into minus minus 1 by 4. Now make the denominator same. LCM is 8. Write down 5 by 8 as it is. Minus 1 by 4 can be written as 2 by 8. Now the denominators are same. So we can subtract 5 minus 2 by 8. 5 minus 2 is nothing but 3 by 8. So this is the second sub question's answer. Now the third sub question is, we have to express the answer in a decimal form corrected to 2 decimal. For that, you go and divide this 3 by 8. So since 3 is less than 8, you have to put 0 point, take 0. So again 8 3 is a 24. 30 minus 24 is 6. Take one more 0. 3 is 8 7 is a 56. Again subtract. So you will get 4. Take one more 0. So 8 5 is a 40. Remainder is 0. So the decimal form of 3 by 8 is 0.375. So I want to correct it to 2 decimal point. Therefore you have to check the third decimal. So it is 5. Hence you have to add one more digit to this 7. Then the final answer becomes 3.8. This is the complete solution of fourth sum. Now the next main is the last main of this exercise. Without doing any actual divisions, for which of the following rational numbers have terminating decimal representation. For this you have to remember this note. Means if the denominator of the rational numbers can be expressed as 2 to the power of m into 5 to the power of n, where m and n are both are whole numbers, then the rational number is convertible into a terminating decimal. That means, so in the given fractions, you have to express the denominator in the form of 2 to the power of m and 5 to the power of n. Then we can say that it is a terminating decimal. Let us take the first fractions 7 by 16. So without actual division, I want to say that this fraction is terminating or non-terminating. Yes. For that, so according to the note, I want to express 16 in the form of 2 to the power of m into 5 to the power of n. So I will check whether it is possible. For that, you have to factorize 16. So if you factorize 16, so you get 2 8s are 16, 2 4s are 8, 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are 2. Therefore, 16 can be written as 2 to the power of 4. Therefore, 16 can be written as 2 to the power of 4 into 5 to the power of 0 because 5 is not there. Therefore, it can be expressed in the form of 2 to the power of m into 5 to the power of n. Hence, it is terminating decimal. It is terminating decimal. Okay. Now, come to the second problem. The second one is 17 by 40. No, the second one it is 23 by 125. 125. So I want to check whether 125 can be expressed in the form of 2 to the power of m into 5 to the power of n. For that, you have to factorize the denominator 125. If you factorize, so it will 3 plus, it don't go by 2 because in the unit place 5 is there. Therefore, if you try from 3, it don't go. Therefore, from 5. 5 2s are 10, 5 5s are 25, again 5 5s are 25, again 5 1s are 5. Therefore, 125 can be written as 5 to the power of 3. So now 125 can be written as 2 to the power of 0 into 5 to the power of 3. Therefore, it can be expressed in the form of 2 to the power of m and 5 to the power of n. Hence, it is terminating decimal. It is terminating. Okay. Now, let us take the third fraction. The third given fraction is 9 by 14. I want to check whether 14 can be expressed in the form of 2 to the power of m into 5 to the power of n. I will going to check. 14. If you factorize 14, so 2 7s are 14, 7 1s are 7. Therefore, 14 can be written as 2 to the power of 1 into 7 to the power of 1. Hence, it cannot be expressed in the form of 2 to the power of m into 5 to the power of n. Therefore, it is non-terminating. Non-terminating. Because 7 is there. Next, come to the fourth fractions. It is 32 by 45. 32 by 45. I want to check for 45 whether it can be expressed in the form of 2 to the power of m into 5 to the power of m. For 45, if you factorize, it go by 3. 3 1s are 3, 3 5s are 15, again 3 5s are 15. Therefore, 45 can be written as 3 to the power of 1, 3 to the power of 2 into 5 to the power of 1. It cannot be expressed in the form of 2 to the power of m into 5 to the power of n. Cannot be expressed. Therefore, it is also non-terminating. It is also non-terminating. Next, the fifth one is 43 by 50. Now I want to, without actual division, I want to say whether the given fraction is terminating or non-terminating. For that, so I want to express 50 in the form of, if it is possible to express 50 in the form of 2 to the power of m and 5 to the power of n, then it is terminating, otherwise it is non-terminating. For that, to check, you have to factorize. From 2, 25s are 50, again 5 5s are 25, 5 1s are 5. Therefore, 50 can be expressed as 2 to the power of 1 into 5 to the power of 2. Hence, it is terminating. It is terminating. So, next, sixth sum is, the sixth one, it is 17 by 40. I want to check whether it is terminating or non-terminating. For that, so you have to factorize the denominator. 2 20s are 40, 2 10s are 20, 2 5s are 10, again 5 1s are 5. Therefore, 40 can be expressed as 2 to the power of 3 into 5 to the power of 1. Hence it is terminating. Terminating. So next, the seventh problem is 61 by 75. Now, for 75, factorize the 75. It will go by 3. 3 2s are 6. Again 1. 3 5s are 15. Again it is 5 5s are 25. Again 5 1s are 5. Therefore, 71 can be written as 3 to the power of 1 into 5 to the power of 2. So it is not in the form of 2 to the power of m into 5 to the power of n. Hence it is non-terminating. Non-terminating. Next, the last sum is 123 by 250. Again, so go for factorization of the denominator. So your denominator is 250. Factorize from 2 to 1s are 2 2s are 4, remaining is 1, and it becomes 10. 2 5s are 10. Again from 5 2s are 10, 5 5s are 25. Again 5 5s are 25, 5 1s are 5. Therefore, 250 can be expressed as 2 to the power of 1 and 5 to the power of 3. Therefore, it is terminating decimal. So dear students, this completes your all the problems of first exercise. So you subscribe my channel and share the videos to all your friends. All the best. To view more videos, please subscribe my channel and share the links to your friends. So ask them to subscribe.